Alright, well if you have any ideas for some of the profanities I should use when I send the email to my internet service provider later today, please put them in the chat so I can pretend to be more creative, because that was really ridiculous. I had some really serious connection problems. I hope they are gone now. But anyway, we're going to get into Game 2 of Team Lucid versus Laugh and Roll. And I hear the birds, so we're going to go ahead and do that right now. So here we go.
Dire Team Ban.
Alright, so last game we saw Team Lucid take a really powerful early game lead over Laugh and Roll, and that really snowballed in the favor of Lucid, of course.
Radiant Team Ban.
They had a really strong set of heroes that played extremely well together, with a strategy that wasn't really 100% normal. I mean, we had Enchantress and Doom on the same team, and it worked very well. They safe laned the Doom, and they put the Enchantress in the jungle. And they just made it work, man. Lich, pretty good hero. So we'll see DP and Invoker banned out first by Laugh and Roll and Bristleback, and I would assume this will be Timbersaw. Who did they ban last time? Maybe they'll ban Clockwork, because Chrono for Laugh and Roll played a very good Clockwork. He really had a couple fantastic initiations. I wouldn't be surprised if they ban the Clockwork here. That's what I would do if I were them. And they will ban the Timbersaw, so it's always good to be afraid of Timbersaw. Always good to fear him. So we will see who Laugh and Roll picks first here. Let's see who's on the board. Who did they pick last time? They picked Clockwork first last time. I wouldn't be surprised if they do the same thing again, to be honest. To me, that was part of their game that really went about as good as it could have. I mean, Clockwork in a dual lane, or Clockwork in a solo lane against Doom and Lich is what happened last game, and you can't really expect a whole lot out of the Clockwork there. He doesn't really want to. You don't really want to cog Doom in with you, because then you eat Scorched Earth. You can't really mana drain the Lich a whole lot, so they will first pick Visage. So I think that's a bit of a safer pick. They can still go for the Clockwork later on in the draft, but I really think that Lucid had a Clockwork sort of counterpicked, to be completely honest. I mean, Doom and Lich really did strong. They really did well. They performed strongly against that solo Clockwork. So we'll see if Laugh and Roll want to go for something like an aggressive tri-lane here with that Visage, because I really feel like that might be where they have a little bit more strength. Because some of their team fights, there was a few instances where their casting wasn't 100% crisp. I know it's a really common metric. Oh goodness, we'll talk about that in a second. But it's a really common method to see how good a player is at Dota, when you can look at how fast in succession their spells get casted. Now obviously, sometimes you don't want to stack stuns and you want to hold off on casting spells, but if there are spells that must be casted as fast as possible, it's a very good way to tell if your players are good mechanically or if they're bad, if their spells are not casted quickly. And that's not to say that anybody in the Laugh and Roll is bad. I think they all play very good Dota, but Lucid is quite good. I mean, just look at their team photos. Look at how organized they are. How can you compete with this? But more importantly, we see the Enchantress and the Naga Siren picked up from Lucid, so they will go for the Enchantress again. The question on my mind is, will they jungle this Enchantress again, or will they lane that Enchantress? And they do pick up the Naga Siren, and I was talking about how Naga has fallen off, but they will go ahead and do that. This could be a trolley lineup. I have seen Lucid do trolley stuff in the past. But it will be a Rubik pickup for Laugh and Roll. So Visage and Rubik go really well together. They are the best of friends. Telekinesis and Grave Chill are really good in concert with one another, and they both do very well in an aggressive tri-lane. So I think that that's what Laugh and Roll want to do this game. Let's see who Lucid bans out here. I wouldn't be surprised to see this be the Luna. I think they should ban the Luna right now, because you really don't want to feed the Luna early kills. And there it is, of course. I'm a genius. Actually, I'm just lucky. That will leave a whole bunch of carries still on the board. They could even go for a gyrocopter and keep it old school. Of course, the Naga Siren's already been picked, so this game is officially retro.
10
70s disco,
remaining.
afros, and all. Really
5 seconds
interested to see what Lucid does here. I'm sort of... I'm thinking troll build. I'm thinking trolley build. Let's see what happens, though. Oh gosh, we're gonna see the Pugna band out.
Radiant team ban.
And the Viper. So those are two pretty common bands. Pugna is just so strong right now. I really think that it's a smart ban. Like, when you don't really know what your opponents are going to do, banning Pugna is always a good spot, or always a good look. He fits really nicely with a lot of pocket strats, just with his ability to turn team fights so easily. Like, you can pick 4 really strong team fighting heroes, and then they're all counterpicked by
10
Pugna.
seconds
Or they're all
remaining.
countered by a Pugna pick, rather. So, banning Pugna is extremely smart.
Reserve time.
Especially because Lucid's doing something that might be a little cheeky right now. They could do a carry Naga Siren build. I've seen that a couple times in this tournament. It's like so old that a lot of people have forgotten how to counter it, it seems like. Oh goodness, we're going to see a Slark pick up. So, Slark is a very, very strong hero. His ganking potential is so high. And there is the Gyrocopter, so yeah, with the Slark it's not super retro, but the Gyrocopter and the Naga Siren in the game, man, is this 2010 or what? Look at this.
Ten seconds remaining.
So we'll see who Lucid wants to pick up here. Right now will be the
5
the
seconds
determining
remaining.
factor to whether or not this is a pocket strat. Like if they pick Enigma here, that would really
Reserve
make me
time.
chuckle. I don't think they will, of course. They could pick like a Dark Seer or something. That would be quite good. Naga Siren with Song of the Siren and Vacuum go really nicely hand in hand. And Darkseer, of course, is still on the board, and Team Lucid doesn't have a hard offlaner. You can lane Slark and Enchantress all over the place. So we will see what they choose to do here.
I speak for the trees.
Dire team pick.
And it will be that Nature's Prophet pickup for Team Lucid, so I really, really think that this is a strat that they have prepared. I don't believe that this is a strat that they are doing to counterpick Laugh and Roll's lineup right now.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Storm spirit alive.
So Laugh and Roll is going to take the Storm Spirit.
Radiant
They are
team
picking
back.
a really, really standard lineup right now to go against this sort of crazy lineup from Lucid. This is really, really reminding me of last game. I mean, the lineup from Lucid last game was so
10
strange, and then
10
Laugh and Roll's
seconds
lineup was so,
remaining.
so standard.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
So we will see what the bans are going to be here. I wouldn't be surprised to see Laugh and Roll ban out the Doom, because he is still on the board. And I think that Lucid might elect to do the same kind of strategy they did last game. But of course, picking the Doom would be a third traditional jungling hero, which would be totally crazy. But Nature's Prophet you can lane in the offlane with a great deal of success. So we'll see what Laugh and Roll is thinking right now. I really wish I could go inside their heads and see what they were thinking is going on from the side of Lucid right now.
10 seconds remaining.
Because Lucid can do a lot of things. I mean, what I imagine they're going to do on Lucid's side is offlane the Prophet with Slark in the safe lane with the Naga Siren. and then Enchantress in the jungle just sort of like in and out of the lane, always being a threat against the offlaner for Laugh and Roll. And then they'll 5th pick their mid hero here, so Laugh and Roll would be wise to ban a mid. But then of course Doom can mid, so who knows. And then of course Laugh and Roll's lineup is relatively standard. They're just going to do a trolley with that Gyro Rubik Visage. And I would imagine do aggro try. That's what I would probably do. Because I think that Visage Rubik Gyrocopter is much better than Enchantress Naga Slark. Even assuming that Enchantress is in the lane 100% of the time, which she won't be. They'll ban the Nyx Assassin. That's pretty smart. Visage and Rubik both get murdered by the Nyx. So that's a smart ban. We will see who Lucid chooses to round out this sort of wacky lineup they've got right now. I mean, I guess it's not that strange. The Enchantress first pick was a little weird, but after that it's pretty standard. Naga Siren's a little bit old in the meta, but it still does work quite well. I mean, Ensnare's good. There's no denying that, so we will see what they elect to do here.
Remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Ten seconds remaining.
It's going to be the Lich.
Pick.
So, Lich mid, I think. That'll probably be what they do. And they're going to offlane the Lone Druid on Laugh and Roll side. Oh, baby, that's risky. Let me tell ya. We'll see Chrono on that Lone Druid, so he will be in the offlane. I really think that Lone Druid is one of the most risky offlaning heroes in the game right now. His ability to use the bear and pull creeps around is his only real advantage, and he has no escape mechanisms and a very low starting HP pool. I really think that that's a very greedy pick. I mean, especially with heroes like Weaver on the board. You had Windrunner, you had Darkseer, Clockwork was banned, but there's a lot of really good heroes still on the board that were much more standard. Because I guarantee that Lucid has seen off-lane Lone Druid before, so they will not be super surprised by this. Let's see how much my delay is. Okay, only about a second. And it looks like, I wonder if my mic is still cutting out. Skidoo is actually in the cast with me right now, so maybe perhaps Skidoo can let me know if my mic is cutting in or out. Oh, hooray, it's working. Huzzah. Miracles. Ooh, gosh, look at D-Squared's sick Naga Siren set. Cytherian Exile stuff. That's pretty weird looking, but very cool. Super menacing. I like that. Aw. Thanks, D-Squared. Anyway, let's go ahead and introduce the teams right now. For Lucid on the Radiant side, we're going to see D-Squared mid Naga Siren. So I was incorrect about the... Ooh, actually, we're going to see an engagement here. Soul Assumption on A3P. He's going to salve up on the Slark and try and get out of here. So Laugh and Roll really being aggressive in the jungle right now. Again, I'll try and do this quickly. Snowman's going to be playing that offlane Nature's Prophet. We're going to see A3P on the carry Slark. Liquid. I did that again! Oh, I've done that before and called them Liquid. Ah, why would they do this? I blame them. Lucid's A3P on the Slark, Lucid's Puff on the Enchantress, and Fugitive playing that Lich, who will help out D-Squared again by sacrificing a mid-creep. Really smart by doing that. Then, of course, on Laugh and Roll, we're going to see EMZ playing mid-Storm Spirit. We're going to see Hoff on the Visage. We're going to see Chrono Dodo playing Lone Druid, Streetlight Akabashi on Gyrocopter, and Chentress Dodo playing Rubik. So just looking at the lineups, I really think that, if this were a normal game, I would say that Laugh and Roll's got a better draft. Oh gosh, that ward is already dewarded. Just barely in the range there. But that will block that camp. So, job's done. Enchantress will get this Satyr Tormentor, though, and that's such a strong creep to get. Oh gosh, but look at this. Chentress Dodo is already creeping in the jungle for Puff. Him and Hoff, in fact. So they've committed 2 heroes to this aggression. They will be aggro tri-laning. I think that's a very good decision. And Fugitive is still hanging out mid here. They could be doing a dual mid. So that's definitely a non-standard strategy. I've said this before, and yeah, we can see EMZ already suffering from a lot of HP loss. Dual mid is actually a very easy way to win mid. Is this in the range? No, it is not. That is sad to see.
Don't plan off.
Oh gosh, Enchantress is actually in trouble here. The Satyr Tormentor's going to come around. He's got that bubble off cooldown, so they could see a lot of burst damage on that. Oh my goodness, so close to being murdered. He will salve up though. But as I was saying, dual mid, most of the standard mid heroes that are very strong, like Storm Spirit, Shadow Fiend, etc., are all very strong in a 1v1 context, but in a 2v1 context, they can be extremely weak. Storm Spirit, for example, very weak in a 2v1 context. So he will have his work cut out for him. And this will allow D Squared to get a lot of farm at the expense of Fugitive's levels. He will not be able to get as many levels. Oh my gosh, we're going to see Puff and Enchantress still going at it. Telekinesis on Puff. We'll see him actually tank the Rocket Barrage, but Slark's here as well. Pounce going to connect on Streetlight. A3P is going to get in there. First Blood for the Slark. Nice job there. He didn't even have to use Dark Pact. He has skilled it finally, but he did not have it for that fight. So really nice positioning there from A3P. He was able to come up and support Puff when he was caught out by the Rubik. In what would have normally been a really easy kill for Laugh and Roll, I mean, what they were trying to do there was just telekinesis the Enchantress up in the air, so she tanks the entire level 2 Rocket Barrage, which would have killed her. I mean, it just does huge damage if you can get the, provided you can have her eat the entire duration. So, mid, we have seen Hoff rotate down here, so it's dual mid versus dual mid. This is a really, really intelligent thing from Laugh and Roll. Yeah, I see. It's so close to being dewarded, and like there was no way that Laugh and Roll knew that that this sentry was right there, and they placed this to block this camp, barely in the range of blocking it, in that way. And then of course it's barely outside the deward range. So little luck, little skill. I'm sure Laugh and Roll will take what they can get. But again, this rotation mid from Hoff, so important. D-Sword's going to get Vortex there. In fact, he's going to eat some damage. But just look at it's just a war right now, and the Regenerator is going to get popped by EMZ, so he had that in the bank, so he can afford to be a little aggressive. So without this rotation, EMZ would lose this lane. It's pretty much as simple as that, and now he has a fighting chance. What this does, though, is allows, oh my gosh, just barely saw the tail end of that little engagement. This gives a solo lane to the Lone Druid against the Nature's Prophet, and the Lone Druid will win that lane for sure. So that has secured Lone Druid a lot of safe farm. So I really am interested to see if this was a strategy from Lucid to try and throw the mid for Laugh and Roll, throw EMZ off this game. But this really does favor Laugh and Roll, just because they will give the Lone Druid solo XP and pretty much free farm. I mean, there's not much the Prophet can do to stop the Lone Druid from farming. Slark will be solo on the offlane though, so as soon as he hits level 6, the gank train will commence. Might see a little bit of engagement here in Snare on EMZ. Does he have level 6? No, he doesn't. He's only level 4, so he's going to drop the Static Remnant. D-Squared's going to get Grave Shield. EMZ's going to bottle up. We'll see a TP in from the Rubik, but D-Squared's going to get him with that Riptide. And the Rubik teleport is too late, and now Puff is up here as well, and he's got a Dark Troll Summoner and a Centaur, so he could really do a lot of work right now on Laugh and Roll if they're not careful. But this will leave the Gyrocopter extremely exposed because his supports have rotated away, and Slark is such a devastating hero in a 1v1 scenario. But then again, so is Gyrocopter, so it's all about whether or not he can land that Rocket Barrage. I'll be trying to keep an eye on that as we continue here. Puff's going to actually smoke top for Chrono. I think he's going to get him for sure. Yeah, there's the net. There's a right click from Puff, so
Thanks for trying.
Snowman's going to have a little bit of lane dominance right now just because of that kill, so that's very smart from Puff. Puff is playing a very good Enchantress. I haven't seen Puff play Enchantress till just now, and I am very impressed. Just smoking early is the key on Enchantress and Chen. And speaking of that, we're going to see a two-man smoke here from Laugh and Roll. We're going to see Enchantress and Hoff. It looks like they're going to try and go for mid here. They might find Fugitive if they're not careful. They should go up on this ramp, yeah, and then they will see him. Smoke's still not broken. They're going to be... Oh, they're going to get caught, actually, between two heroes here.
Top is missing.
Let's see. Hoff's smoke's going to get broken, actually, so he should know that there's a hero near him, and it is Puff. We'll see the Telekinesis come on Fugitive, though. There's the Electric Vortex to follow. A Soul Assumption will secure that kill if it's thrown, but it's just going to be right clicks. Oh, but the Prophet Ultimate, as well as D-Square getting a haste rune. This is so bad for Laugh and Roll. Now, there's the Ensnare on EMZ. Does he have level 6? No, he doesn't. One more right click from Prophet's going to take him down. We'll see Hoff go down here as well. Oh, does he get the Soul Assumption on the Naga? No, not going to do enough damage to get him. So goodness gracious, that smoke went terribly wrong for Laugh and Roll. Fantastic reaction time from Snowman to teleport in, and very nice awareness from D squared, just to have that haste and know to come back mid. So man, that was extremely awkward. I mean, Laugh and Roll was in a position where they might have been able to do something, but it just didn't happen for them. And their Storm Spirit is still looking for level 6. Once he gets that, things will go much better. But D squared's already got level 6, and they're going to hang out and push this tower with those Trents and the mirror images here. And they will get it. So first Tower Blood goes the way of Lucid, and that makes that score 7-1. Gosh, Slark actually taking a lot of damage. Telekinesis and Rocket Barrage. He's going to take a huge amount of damage. He'll pounce out, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get out of here. Does Rubik have Fable? Doesn't have the mana for it. Prophet's going to TP in here, but he's going to cancel. Smartly done there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the net worth, the last hits, and such. So Naga Siren actually farming like crazy. And this is the strength of dual lanes. I mean, they've sacrificed some levels here, but they've kept it competitive by getting kills, and they've gotten their Naga a huge amount of farm. I mean, and the top 3 farmers here are from Lucid. But on the bright side, for Laugh and Roll, we do see a Midas on the Druid. Is it on the Bear? Should be on the Bear. Yes, it is. So that's what they've got going for them. So they're putting this is basically just going to be a 4 protect 1 for a lone Druid, I think, because their Gyrocopter's got nothing, and he's gone for a basey ring here. So not exactly the farming item you want to have. D-Squared's actually vulnerable here if he gets jumped on by EMZ. Doesn't happen though. You only had Fugitive behind him, and Fugitive still has no boots, so Puff's just actually creeping the opponent's jungle right now, which is a very smart decision. And we'll see him going for the mech again. Enchantress such a strong mech carrier. Healings. It just gives so much heals. And we all know heal mechanics are so good in Dota 2. We will see that Nature's Prophet has a Midas, though. So this lane will be the battle of the Midas. We'll see how off-rotating up here, actually. Is teleport on cooldown? No, it's not. So we do have... Snowman does have teleport here if he so desires. We'll see a teleport, actually, from Rubik, and Snowman, that will prompt him to get out of here. He is spooked for his life. And rightly so. So a little bit of a failed gank there from Laugh and Roll, but that will secure their Lone Druid some more free farm. Never want to let the Lone Druid free farm. And that's what Lucid's doing. But then again, their Slark has done quite well for himself, as well as Naga and Prophet. So when you let Naga free farm as well, it is extremely dangerous. The only reason that she sort of fell out of style in the pro scene is because she's extremely easy to gank early game, because she doesn't have Song until level 6. So early smoke ganks and aggressive supports really punish her. We'll see Chandras and Hoff smoked up again. They really want to get this Prophet. I'm not sure if that's the right decision, though, because he can tree himself if he's watching. There he goes. He's going to TP out of here. Oh, gosh, but really smart there to use the Tango to eat through the tree. The Telekinesis comes out on Snowman. He's going to go down. So Rubik's going to get the last hit there. So finally they get a gank together. And the eternal counter to Nature's Prophet, of course, the Tango, along with the Quelling Blade, really does punish that Prophet. If you guys aren't familiar with this, Prophet, if you cast Sprout on yourself, the trees will all be summoned around you, and then your opponents lose vision of you, so you can teleport away without the threat of being stunned. But up here, Rubik was able to eat through one of the Sprout trees and gain vision on that Prophet to secure that kill. Really smart. We'll see this dewarded out by EMZ. Smart as all get out. Very nice. So the map control continues to be really good for Laugh and Roll. I think that's the second time they've dewarded. And of course we see Enchantress getting a wolf creep here for the damage bonus. Man, if you were a Doom, you would love to have that wolf creep. Just don't know why people don't do it. People getting the Centaur Stun, and I don't think the Centaur Stun is very good on Doom, to be completely honest. It's not even that great of a decision. Like, it's good when you land it on all 5 enemy heroes, but that's happened like one time in the history of Dota. We'll see Chandra smoked up again. They're going to really try and keep Snowman down. And he's going to try and get out of here. We'll see if they eat through the trees again. They do, and there's the telekinesis. They're going to get him again, I imagine, unless he gets out of the TP. Oh, he doesn't get it, though. Lone Druid gets the last hit. So more cash in his pocket. So I would really, just with the way the Lone Druid is farming, I would really like to see Streetlight moving into some kind of a role on his team. A3P is actually going to be caught in a little trouble here if he doesn't be careful. I mean, we'll see Slark going for the Shadow Blade, just to maximize the effectiveness of Shadow Dance with the invisibility. I think, based on what Slark is going to be doing on that team, on Lucid, a smart decision. If your Slark is going to be more of like a late game carry, I think it's not a good idea. But I think if you're just going to be ganking a lot, it is. I would really like to have seen him ganking more aggressively once he got level 6. And then not worrying too much about farming and just using his mobility and the gold he gets from ganking to pay for the Shadow Blade, not creeping as much. But as I was saying about, and as I say that, of course, he gets a solo kill on the Visage. So Slark can get solo kills with that Shadow Blade. I'm telling you. I think that's the best use of Slark. We'll see Streetlight eat his way through that tree there. We'll see TP's coming out as well. Snowman's going to get caught in telekinesis, and he's in a bit of trouble here. Does Streetlight have missile? He does. We'll see the Stormstorm coming as well, but Chainfrost's going to hit on creeps. Oh, a little bit of a lucky bounce there. Fugitive going to eat the Electro Vortex. And Chandra's gets a kill on Gyrocopter. She's going to go for a double kill here, and could go for more. What a bounce on that. Chainfrost, my goodness. So Prophet will kill steal that. But Puff is around for 3 kills, so that will finish that mechanism and then some. And Lucid could go for more here. Man, that Chainfrost. It looked like it was about to bounce on creeps, but then it just came straight back and got Gyrocopter again. Secured Enchantress that kill. Goodness.
Bottom tower is under attack.
But again, as I was saying, Gyrocopter is really not going to be there for the late game farming. He really should go for more of a utility build right now, and they should go for a 4 protect 1 on Lone Druid until he can get the Radiance and such, and like the AC on the Bear and stuff like that. Because I mean, Gyrocopter's going to be gutted forever. He's going to take forever to get a BKB, forever to get anything, and he looks like he's going to go for a drum. So I think that's a really smart decision from Streetlight, recognizing where he is in the game, and or for laugh and roll, but he's not going to be the, coming out of the woodwork with 6 items hero carry that we all love to be when we carry. So we might even, this might be the one game in the world where an Aghanim Scepter on Gyrocopter is justified, just for the global cooldown range. But we'll see exactly what he chooses to do. Storm Spirit is still extremely guttered, so we'll see. Let's take a look at the items here. Oh gosh, we see a Sacred Relic on D-Squared's Naga. So she will be going for that Radiance. And as we've seen before in this tournament, we've actually seen carry Naga before. How much gold does D-Squared have? Okay, only 460, so a little bit off from that recipe just now. We will see the Shadow Blade being finished on the Slark, and then nothing really else for anybody. The mechanism will be finished on Enchantress as soon as she gets to the base, or it's on the chicken. Yep, there's the wards, treads, mech, etc. Yeah, and Shkadu just telling me that it's a really popular build in the meta right now to run a mid Naga. Shkadu, do they always dual lane the Naga, or is it solo always? Just curious. Solo. Okay, so Lucid sort of putting their own spin on a new meta strategy where they dual laned that Nagasarn with the Lich. Shkadu is actually sort of like co-casting with me because I'm having internet issues, but he has no mic. So unfortunately his casting is limited to telegrams. But he is around, so thanks Shkadu. And we will see that Maelstrom getting complete on the Lone Druid, so he's farming decently and he will not be going for the Radiance, which is extremely popular on the Bear. We'll see a 3-man smoke out here from Laugh and Roll with Chentris, EMZ, and Hoff. We'll see if they can make something happen here. There's 3 heroes actually in the dire jungle right now. I'm a little surprised to see them not smoked up. Are they trying to Spire Ward? Nope, just creeping. Oh gosh, we're going to see D2 get caught out here, actually, and this is really bad for them, but he uses Song of the Siren, of course, the most annoying ability in the game if you're playing against the Naga Siren. He will TP to safety. That would have been a really nice kill for Laughing to get. Would have delayed the Radiance a great deal. We do see a Shadow Blade coming up on the Nature's Prophet as well, so he'll be trying to split push as much as he possibly can. And Lucid might get a tower for nothing here. Laughing might be able to get the Slark, but he does have the Shadow Blade. I'm not even sure if they know he's there. We hear the call down from Streetlight, but that's not really going to stop the heroes from getting kills here, or from getting hits on the tower. Rotations are coming, but it might be too little too late. This tower's going down. Get there, fellas. Okay, so Laughing will be able to get there and defend that tower. But if they chase into the woods there, that would be really, really over-aggressive. Okay, looks like they're just going to defend the tower. Smart move there. But as we see, the Prophet's going to TP all over the map, and he is already counter-pushing another lane, but EMZ is here as well. He had to use a TP, though. And there's that Radiance Naga, 1730. Extremely good time to have that. I mean, Storm Spirit's got 800 HP. Just look at the HP pools. Below 800. Obviously, Lone Druid's huge, but less than 1,000 on Gyrocopter and less than 700 on Rubik. I mean, the Radiance burn damage is going to be so much. But even despite that, we see D2 heading straight to the jungle, splitting up those illusions, creeping all the camps. He does have 2 mud golems, though, which he will be frustrated about, because that will not creep. That just won't do. Yeah, I was about to say, I really feel like the Lone Druid could have gone for a Radiance here. He had really, really solid free farm the entire game, up until now. Although, you know, Mjolnir is a farming item as well. The Chain Lightning... Yeah, the Chain Lightning does give you a lot of farming ability as well, though, so... I don't know, I think Mjolnir is one of the most underrated items in the game, to be honest. I get that item on damn near everybody. You know, Lich, Mjolnir. Leshrac, Mjolnir. It's not bad. Actually, it is. We'll see the Slark not really having been able to gank as much. Yeah, you get it on Zeus. It just makes sense from a lore perspective. You really have to do it. But again, the Slark not really making a huge ganking. He's not making Laughing life really hard right now. But their Naga Siren just has so much farm that he's really not. He doesn't really have to. And as long as your carry has farm, you don't really need to be doing a whole lot. He will get that tower, that's extremely nice. That's tower for nothing. Wall Prophet or split pushes the other lanes. I mean, we'll see Streetlight go for that BKB. So, or actually, this could be a Naganums, but I'm almost positive that'll be a BKB. But the Aghanims would be good against Prophet. Those Trents don't move very fast, so they will get caught by both the damage instances, I am certain. Oh gosh, we hear that Ball Lightning coming in from EMZ. He's going to catch Snowman out with the dust, so Snowman will go down here unless he TP's out. But there's the Telekinesis from Chentris. Nice rotation there. Yeah, I really think that having the Radiance on the Lone Druid just gives you so much more utility than it does on a lot of other heroes. Because just the ability of the Spirit Bearer to be anywhere on the map where you want it. And they really do need split pushing against Prophet and Slark. Slark is a lot like Weaver in that he has a strong amount of counter pushing, just because of his mobility. He moves so fast, he can be all over the place. Similarly, Weaver will just Sakuchi through and move at maximum movement speed for that time, obviously. Man, Streetlight really did not like that Trent. He wasted an entire Rocket Barrage killing it. Ooh, we see A3P really creeping here in EMZ, but Hoff's there. And they do have wards up here, so they will scout out the Slark through his Shadow Blade. Slark's finished a Basher, so he's really, really committing to a ganking build. Yeah, I'm really sort of surprised to see Streetlight not getting the drum. I think the drum would have been a really, really good decision. Just if he could just recognize where he was in the game. I mean, he's going to get that BKB, which is, of course, really nice, but I mean, you've really got to go for all in 4 for 1 for your lone druid here. Lucid posturing like they want to push this bottom tier 2, and I think that they're going to be able to get this. I mean, yeah. I mean, the jungle population 0 right now. Look at this. Just ridiculous. Naga is just one of those heroes. Ooh, we see an Ancient Psych here from Laugh and Roll, so that's pretty nice, but it will be spotted out by Slark. So that's not very strong. It's not really good. And there is no life steal on the Gyrocopter, so he will either need a lot of help to creep that, or he'll have to get the Helm of the Dominator. But yeah, as Shkudu rightly pointed out, Naga Siren is one of those really strong farming illusion-based heroes, a lot like the Phantom Lancer. If you have a solid Phantom Lancer, you can farm both jungles just purely with illusions. And the GPM you get from it is immense. And I'm sure if we take a look at the net worth here, we're going to see the Naga Siren in front. Yep, there it is. Profit is staying competitive, so that's always, you know, always good to see your Profit getting the dollar. But Radiance Naga is so strong. And we see very smart there from A3P. He lost the Shadow Dance over this cliff, so he knows that Laugh and Roll have wards there, and he has pinged that out for his supports. And A3P's Slark is just pushing right now, and I can't believe that Laugh and Roll is letting him do this. He doesn't get the last hit there, but he doesn't really care about that. He's going to get a bash on the bear, so he's going to go man-on-man, or one-on-one against the bear. We see a 3-man smoke here from Laugh and Roll. I really feel like they're trying to, or a 4-man smoke rather. I feel like they're really trying to make something happen here. They know that they're sort of on the precipice to the snowballing from Lucid being out of control. Do we see the Naga Siren in the mix? No. We will see the smoke expire. We will see Snowman with the Shadowblade as well, so that might have actually been broken by the Prophet Shadowblade, so did they have
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Dust? They did. Ooh, we'll see Slark get jumped on here, Electric Vortex, and the Familiar Stun, so Soul Assumption gets the kill on him. Do they have... Let's see. Shkudu's asking me if Laugh and Roll could go for a Roshan. Do they have a Medallion? Yes, they do. So now, of course, they can go for the early Rosh with that Medallion of Courage on the Visage. But I'm not sure. But Lucid's got really strong map awareness right now. They've got this ward up here, which usually scouts Roshan attempts, unless you run in from the ancient ledge, of course. We will see the BKB finally finish on the Gyrocopter, but I really don't think that's going to be enough to get him back into a really dominant carry role on his team. I really feel like they should be going for the Lone Druid right now. And it looks like the Lone Druid's going to be going for an MKB next. I think that's a dreadful, dreadful error. I guess it could be a Basher. Basher would make more sense, but I still think Basher's not the best item. I mean, I really feel like he should have gone for a Radiance. It's just one of those things you must... Oh gosh, Slark's going to get jumped on as well as Snowman here, so A3P is going to catch out the Gyrocopter, but Snowman's going to get caught by a lot of damage there, and the Visage from Soul Assumption's going to get the kill on him. We'll see if Slark gets out. He does. So nice pickup there by Laugh and Roll. They're really trying to make this one their game to... they're really trying to make a comeback here, and that's what you have to do. I really don't think Streetlight can creep this right now. Yeah, they're finding a lot of farm, but the real problem for them is the Naga Siren right now. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. A3P is going to get a solo kill on Rubik, and this is why people pick Slark. His solo kill potential is extremely high, and EMZ is actually out of mana here. He has one jump, and he's going to try and TP, but he will get bashed. Familiar Stone's coming in, though, from Hoff. Nice play there. He drops the Soul Assumption as well as the Medallion, and now, oh, Slark's going to get the pounce damage, though. But he will get murdered. But that's 2 for 1, so they'll take that. Yeah, and I was just going to say, Laugh and Roll is having a lot of really great engagements right now, but the problem is we haven't seen the Naga Siren on my screen in some time, and we all know what that means. That means that the Naga Siren is farming. There she is, Every jungle camp is being farmed. All that's money in the bank for the Naga Siren. So she does have 6k in the bank. I bet this is a heart. Yes, it is. It will be the Heart of Tarisk. And Lucid's actually going to go in for Roshan here. They got a few picks on some Laugh and Roll cores. But Laugh and Roll does have this warded. I hope they've seen that. I mean, I guess the Shadow Blade on the Prophet would guarantee that he can get in safely. And the Enchantress may have smoked in. So they will get that Roshan. They will get it. And we do see the Orchid on the Prophet. So that's a really, really powerful item on him, that especially against Storm Spirit. I don't think that there's an item counter in the game harder than Orchid against Storm Spirit. Just makes that hero not scary at all. Just a big electric teddy bear. And of course we do see the Orchid coming up on Storm Spirit. So, oh gosh, A3B's gonna catch him out a little bit there, but he uses Bullet and he gets away. TP against Bloodseeker, that's pretty good too. And it's much cheaper. Much cheaper than an Orchid against the Storm Spirit. Much more cost efficient. We do see a ward. Nice job there to block those camps. Everyone knows that Gyrocopter is a hero that loves ancient stacking, and he does even have that Helm of the Dominator, so he really is trying to come online as a carry for his team, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get there. We do see a Vlad from the Spirit Bear as well. Oh. A3P is going to catch out Enchantress again, so the Rubik has just been bait for the Slark, and he might go down here. He's going to Shadow Dance, but he will get some other familiars. He's looking for a place to leap, but he's not going to find one. There's the Electric Vortex. Storm Spirit is going to get the kill. So not a good trade there for Lucid. You really don't want to be trading a Slark 1-for-1 for a Rubik.
Is under attack.
But I really think that Lucid is content taking this game extremely late, just with the way the Naga Siren is farming. I mean, she's already got the Heart of Tarisk, and she's very, very close to her next core item, which could be a Manta Style, it could be a Butterfly. Both valid options. Oh gosh, we'll actually see the Orchid damage kill the Storm Spirit there from the Prophet. So, Orchid already coming into effect. So a little bit of a spread out engagement right now. Everyone's just trying to escape with their lives. Looks like it was a tussle over some dewarding. Spire Ward's always so pivotal. And Somei just wants to keep the lanes pushed up. Gosh, and Fugitive will deward this again. Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, the cores for Laugh and Roll right now are going to be that Lone Druid and the Gyrocopter, with Storm Spirit trying to get picks. Similarly, it's going to be the Nature's Prophet and the Naga Siren on Lucid, with Slark trying to get picks. So it's sort of 3-core from both teams, but Naga Siren's farm is just so good already. I really don't know how Laugh and Roll can stop her. And because it's impossible to gank a Naga Siren once she hits level 6, just because of Song of the Siren, so they've got to be looking to teamfight against her. I mean, their one advantage is that they do have a lot of area of effect damage, just from Static Remnants, Fade Bolts, Calldowns. Yeah, Enchantress as well, obviously a strong hero when farmed. And once Naga Siren gets up and gets all those items out, she is very strong, but the area of effect damage will minimize the effectiveness of her mirror images. And Naga Siren alone, just as the hero with no illusions, is not super strong. It's sort of like a lone Phantom Lancer. So Laugh and Roll are certainly in this. We see D-Square doing some nice splitting of those illusions. They will go to their respective camps, Riptide, and get some free money. Meanwhile, Slark's going to get a kill on Rubik, but the Gyrocopter will get the Nature's Prophet. We will see Puff on the run here from the Lone Druid and the Gyrocopter, but it looks like Lucid A3P is going to catch out Hoff again, so he's been killing supports left and right. We'll see him try to get out of here, but he's not going to be able to. So double kill for the Gyrocopter, so he's actually going to be getting some money right now. He could go for a Yasha right now if he so desired. We'll see if he picks that up shortly. Oh, another haste rune for D-Squared. That's really, really ugly. And they will scout this out. Let's see if they can make him burn Song of the Siren. Nope. Storm Spirit was thinking about jumping in on that for a second, but he decided it was against the better angels of his nature. Yeah, and man, I think the item choice on the Lone Druid right now is extremely questionable. I don't know. What do you think, Shikadu? Am I wrong? Am I just biased against this item combination? Okay, Shikadu agrees with me. It's official, folks. It's official. This item choice not optimal. He will be going for that, the finishing of the Mjolnir now, and he will almost have it, so that'll be good.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
But the
attack.
Vlads especially, I mean, I'm a huge fan of getting Vlads, just for the casual +5 armor aura, but you can't forget that he's the only melee on his team. So the lifesteal aura not going to be that good. We're just really not maximizing the efficiency of that item, and I mean that's 2,000 gold. That could have been his Mjolnir and phase boots on his main hero. And I think that would have been a lot better. A3P is actually going to look for a pick here. And oh, the Lone Druid hero is actually caught a little bit isolated right now. The bear's a little bit behind, but there's the Dark Pact. We hear a BKB getting popped. There's a bit of an engagement bottom. We see Fugitive trying to get in touch here with the enemy. Calldown's not going to connect on anybody. We see Snowman around as well. We hear an Electric Vortex coming in as well, so the Slark's going to get solely killed again. Oh gosh, but now we see the Ensnare on Streetlight. He's going to start taking damage from the Naga Illusion. So much damage. And the Jarcopter will go down. There's a Chain Frost, though. It doesn't really connect on anything except Hoff once. But the Sprout will be enough to secure that kill. So it's a 2 for 0 in that engagement bottom, and a 0 for 1 for Laugh and Roll. Here a Telekinesis come out as well. Oh gosh, D-squared though. All that was mirror image radiance damage and a Riptide, and that was enough to take the Rubik out. I mean, how much HP does he have? Oh gosh, not much. And I think Lucid will be able to take a Rax for that. Not really a traditional team fight, really spread out, sort of a couple different engagements, but Laugh and Roll just have no answer for the Naga Siren unless they team fight together, but then they're extremely vulnerable to Song, so there's really no good way to engage this Naga Siren just because of how farmed she is. Ensnare out on EMC as well. He can use... Oh, he was silenced actually, so he was unable to use Ball Lightning and get away. We'll see a bear go down here. He does have a resummon, so all is not lost, but the Racks are going to go down, and I feel like Lucid will probably back off here. Oop, check that. I'm wrong. They're going to look for more. I mean, because Storm Spirit is still dead for 40 seconds. We'll see an Ensnare catch Rubik out and see how much they had to burn there just to get rid of those mirror images. We'll see a missile come out on the Lich as well, but he doesn't really care about that. Yep, and Lucid's going to get another tower for this, and they can probably continue to push here. I mean, now that they're here. We hear the call down, going to connect on 4. So that's a decent amount of damage there, but they have the Enchantress with the Mechanism and the Butterflies going to work. We'll see a Soul Assumption on D-squared, but so tanky. I mean, he's got so much HP just from that heart. He's going to eat the Telekinesis and a bunch of right clicks, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, he's out of mana now, so he's going to have his mana boots in 5, so he will still have Song available. So they can just stay here and sort of siege this, knowing that they have Song of the Siren as their escape. Oh gosh, and Streetlight's going to get cut out as well, and there's the Song of the Siren. Now they should run. And that's exactly what they're going to do, so they lose their Slark. But they did get those melee racks. Oh gosh, and that Storm Spirit was awfully close to getting a pick there. So that's a bunch of core items getting finished up there. We're going to see the Sheepstick coming out of the Nature's Prophet. We'll see a Butterfly likely completed on the Naga Siren, I would imagine, yeah. There it is. And we'll see the Slark also going for a Butterfly before the Abyssal Blade. So just looking at the items, I mean, there's just huge items coming out for Lucid and really not a whole lot coming out for Laugh and Roll. I mean, they've got this Orc and Malevolence for their Storm, but they really don't have much else. I mean, they're Lone Druids, the only person on their team with any real cash. You can see him 3rd on the net worth chart, Gyrocopter 5th, but it's these top 3 heroes from Lucid, the Naga Siren, the Nature's Prophet, and the Slark, that are really making Laugh and Roll's life impossible right now. And gosh, we don't see the Mjolnir oh, it's going to be an AC, so that's very strange. So it looks like Chrono has opted to go for a casual Maelstrom on the bear and has not finished the Mjolnir. So interesting decision there. I really feel like stacking attack speed on the bear is the most important. And I think having the Mjolnir improves your farm rate a decent amount. But obviously Naked Maelstrom is decent in its own right, and AC is quite good. So now he will have Vlad's and AC. Oh gosh, we're going to hear an engagement here against Lich and the Storm Spirit, so Lich is really in over his head there. He's going to get healed up by Puff a little bit. Now EMC's out of mana, so he's going to get TB'd on by Prophet and kill. What a team reaction from Lucid. And there's the GG, my goodness. I mean, that engagement itself was really sort of a nice snippet of how that whole series seemed to go for Life and Roll. I mean, that's... Storm Spirit should have had Lich dead to rights there, but they're two extremely fantastic rotations from Lucid, just really reacting so fast. Oh, thanks, Skidoo. It was a pleasure to have you, man. You were really pointing some stuff out that I was missing. So thanks, man. Sorry about my internet, everybody. That was I have to take full responsibility, but my ISP provider will, or my ISP rather, will be hearing from me. Yeah, I hate to have to do that to them, but it's their fault when I'm trying to cast some Dotas and I'm getting dropped out. So, yeah, that was a real quick best of 3 there. Team Lucid playing fantastic Dota, as they have played in the past. So I will come up with my camera. Oh gosh, it's dark. It got dark in that draft. I'll turn on a light. Don't want to look like I live in a dungeon or something. There we go. Okay. Hey. All right. So, yeah, that was some more of the Amateur Dota 2 League Tuesday group round of 8. So Team Lucid will move on, and they will either face Annie or forlove.int. I would imagine that it'll be Annie. No disrespect to forlove.int, but Annie is very good. They slammed in the finals for the Thursday group last week. So that will, I believe, do it for me. I'm not sure. There was some talk of another game potentially having to get casted. I'm not sure. I'll check into it. Yeah, so why don't you just give me a second? I might be casting another series, so. I'll put on some music as well. Set the mood. Let's see. Oh god, this Church's song, I've been jamming to this all day. I'll turn off my mic, in fact. Here we go.
Never curse your name. I keep my lips shut tight until you go. We calm as fire, as we're ever gonna get, until you realize that you should go. Come in misery, where you can seem as old as your omens, and the mother we share will never keep your proud head from falling. The way is long, but you can make it easy on me, and the mother we share will never keep our cold heart from calling. In the dying light, I'm the only one here, and I will cover you until you go. 'Cause if I told the truth, I would always be free and keep a prize with me until you go. Come in misery, where you can seem as old as your omens, and the mother we share will never keep your proud head from falling.
Yeah, so that's going to do it for me. They found another caster for another one of the Amateur Dota 2 League games, but I am sure that you can find that in the Watch tab of Dota if you just look for the Amateur Dota 2 League ticket. You can buy the ticket, it's only $1. You get a lot of cool stuff. There's item drops you can get if you spectate in-game. I mean, there's a bunch of other cool stuff coming out. If you're interested in any of the other Amateur Dota 2 League action, which I certainly suggest that you do look into, it is a real blast, and there's a lot of really cool games to watch from some actually extremely competitive teams. you can go ahead and check out amateurdota2league.com, and you can follow them on twitch.tv, and which is, of course, the channel I'm casting on right now, so you must have already done that. But yeah, go ahead and check out their ticket. They're going to have, the next season is actually going to be a massive season. I plug it every time I cast, so there's going to be more than 100 teams have already signed up for it, so it's really going to be huge. So if you have a bunch of guys and you want to show some Dota skills, show how good you are, this is a really good opportunity to do that and to get involved in some competitive gaming if you're interested. If you've always thought about doing it, I really suggest you do. It is a good time. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. I am Sir Jeezy. I want to thank you for joining me. If you're interested in catching more of my content, I cast for the Amateur Dota 2 League all the time on this channel, and I also do some content with my buddy Havoc at the twitch.tv/Havoc Dota channel. But yeah, thanks for joining me. This was a fantastic series. I was glad to cast it. So yeah, catch you another time.
The way is long, but you can make it easy on me. And the mother we share will never keep our cold heart from falling. Into the night for once, we're the only ones left. I bet you even know where we could go when it all fucks up. You put your head in my hands. It's a souvenir for when you go. From the misery where you can seem as old as your omens. And the mother we share will never keep your proud head from falling. The way is long, but you can make it easy on me. And the mother we share will never keep our cold heart from falling.